What's going on today? I'm Erock over at RP Media, and this is the Erock podcast show. I'm over here with my friend Jeff SWAGGS.
What's going on?
So, we're going to talk a little bit about what Jeff's going to be doing, his new little adventures. So,
Lots of good stuff going on, man.
what do you think?
Back.
Yeah, I know.
Back. Big comeback going on right now. So, just been working hard, you know what I mean? And just recently just had surgery for some of my hernias that I have. Now, I don't know if you ever had a hernia before. Have you had one?
I haven't been delayed.
Dude, so it's kind of embarrassing, but like literally I've been walking around with like this.
A big nut.
A big nut. I mean, that's pretty much what you want to call it. Like, it could have been like, it was pretty big. It was like a grapefruit. And one day I was at work and I had some pains in my stomach, and I ended up finding out I had 2 hernias. So I went to the hospital, and then I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, had surgery, which was
So it was like finding out you're pregnant and having twins.
pregnant and have twins. Yeah, yeah. I felt. I mean, I'm not sure what the
I'm sure it didn't
the
feel
birth
that way.
pains were, but there were some bad pains, and I'm sure it was nothing compared to the moms. So.
No.
But needless to say, so when I was in there, I started just, contemplating what my next move was, what it is I really wanted to do. Obviously just been working really, really hard, over the past couple of years, with my life. Obviously some changes as, got my kids full time, which has been, honestly the best blessing that I could possibly get. And they definitely keep me on my toes. So, but there just comes a time where you just got to, yeah, they're getting big, man. They're getting big. Jacoby's birthday is actually Monday,
Nice.
so he's
How old
going to
is
be
he now?
9, and just started karate classes today. So
Yeah, I see
that was pretty cool too. So, the good news is that I've always been a fighter, always come back. I've been kicked down. No one's ever
Multiple times.
multiple times.
I think we both have.
Yeah. Sometimes it just.
I think this last time for me, I've been kicked down like a dirty dog.
I mean, but that's sometimes you just need to be kicked down.
But I love it. I love the haters too. So.
I mean, I hug them. That's all I do.
Yeah, I just eat those bitches.
I really
just eat them up. That's all you can do.
Well, that's the one thing that, one of the reasons why that, this time around I've learned so much more, more things about myself.
You get more experience.
And I get more experience and more crafted, and, obviously you learn from your mistakes and you move on. And one thing about me is if, anything about me is I just don't lay down. Like, I'm going to keep coming and coming and coming until like
I'm gonna take a little nap, but that's just
Not right now, man.
No, I mean a little before, but that's just their grain strength to the good fight. So
The ultimate
I mean,
fight.
even myself, I lay down a little bit, just stayed silent, and then I just popped out with this shit.
Well, that's kind of what I did for the past couple of years. Is I just been, laying extremely low, trying to focus on me.
Yeah.
And after being in a relationship, for a long time, it's usually tough to get out of that, especially if you have kids.
Well, you gotta
Cars,
get
house,
ahead
a car, house, and this becomes just kind of an ugly dispute. But the good news is that over the past 2 years is that at the end of the day we're on an even keel, and moving in a positive direction. So there's really can't really ask much more than that. So, but which leads me to the next part of it is getting back into doing what I do best, and what I do best is my sales business.
Yeah.
And marketing, and doing direct marketing, event marketing, and what I really found this time is I found something inside myself that I never thought I had before. Because when you get kicked down and you've come to a place where I felt like I was doing pretty good in life, and which I thought those are great accomplishments.
The big humble train comes.
Yeah, humble train for sure. The humble train.
No.
Yeah.
You down and be like.
One thing I can say is amongst really concentrating on my health, because I felt that was really important for me and my kids' life, and just being a better father, was also just becoming a better student of myself, figuring out what are things that I could do better. I have all this talent, but I also have all this stuff that I'm not really good at, and those are the things I need to work on to improve. And I think a lot of people in life they just kind of stay stagnant where they're at. And they're not having that opportunity to move forward and roll in a positive direction. So, I mean, I'm out there every day now. As you can probably see, I did a couple Facebook Lives, and just trying to get out there. It's been a long journey, 171 pounds.
I know you're looking great.
And feeling great. I'm feeling absolutely great. And I feel like
You're having fitness videos soon.
fitness videos.
Yeah, You were talking about some challenge that you were thinking about. Maybe we should.
Oh, you're already bringing that up, bro. You just put me on the spot right off the bat, huh? All right. Well, I mean, he's already got it out there, so
No, just give him a little teeth. Don't tell him the full thing, because you gotta kind of tell him also what you're gonna, the project you're gonna be working on here. So.
okay. So I'm talking about the project.
Yeah.
All right, we'll
So
talk
we won't
about.
even talk about the.
Yeah, we'll hold that off to the
So now
side
you
later.
have
That's
to
not
watch the
important.
show so you can find out about this challenge. All right.
So the good news is we're gonna be doing the new show. I'm gonna be doing a new show.
Yep.
Okay, it's gonna be called the All In Podcast, Monday Morning Motivation. Stay tuned, and we'll be bringing on anybody that's been directly in the sales business or sales profession, and we want to invite them onto the show to share their tips, things of what they do to be successful as well too, and also just people that have gone through some ups and downs and what they've done to persevere out of it. Obviously, we open up to phone calls as well too.
Yep.
And we look to just have kind of a good time with people, but also give something. On the show, people that come onto the show, we can actually reach them out. You know, if we have a couple ideas,
Possibly open some doors for him.
and it'll help possibly just open up some doors, get them out there. So you know, like I have a couple of guys actually working at the car lot that I just worked at before I started my business back up, and I have a very good relationship with them. So you know, even just bring on some of my comrades, people that I work with in the sales business. It doesn't necessarily have to be from there, but just to bring them on the show, talk to them about them. How long have they been in there? Anybody that's looking to get into that type of business to come out there and take advantage of it.
We're just looking for you're looking for people with some expertise in different platforms.
Well, see, the other thing is too is learners are earners. One of the things I've done over the past 2 years is really I would never read books, and I find myself reading books now. It's a chapter a night. But you know, the more you learn, the more you earn, and it's proven.
You're exercising your brain now, so now you're going to want to read 10 more pages and 20 more pages, and the next thing you know, you're reading.
We want to get on to the next great
book.
book.
I need to see what this
and
is.
the next part is too is like the ideas that you get from the book and things that you learn, and
it's just retraining your brain to do different things.
Retraining your brain. I'm glad that you even brought that up, because you know one of the things that I've had to do is when you get knocked down, sometimes it's tough to reprogram that brain because you just. Life's kicked you in the ass, it's punched you in the gut, you're down.
It's easier to do something that you're already familiar to do with than try to do something new.
Yeah, no, I agree with you for sure.
People are so afraid of getting out of that comfort zone. So anything that I try to do everything that I fear, and I just go face it.
Fear.
I love fear. You have to love fear.
I love it.
And the process.
The process is I'll be honest with you. I believe in what I believe in. And I believe in that, you know, like every day if you put in 150% and you give it all you can give, and you're loving people and you're trying to help them and you're just being a all around good person, good things are going to happen to you. I mean, it's just contagious. You know, that's
definitely, yes.
Yeah, one of the things that I really, really like about even the sales business and why that it's something like everybody says you got a dream, right? I don't believe that you necessarily dream that dream. I think sometimes you just kind of figure out what your dream is based on what your passion is. And Steve Jobs said it best. You know, you don't know where you're going in life, but if you follow your dots, you'll kind of see where everything's going to lead.
It'll fall into place.
Everything is, yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, push this one particular thing. Just follow your passion. You gotta love what you do too.
Oh, I absolutely love what I do.
You can't go to work and maybe you do and expect to be successful.
No.
It's just because you're not gonna love it.
No.
So.
You're absolutely right. And I mean, there's nothing better than, you know, teaching somebody sales and watching them evolve and being able to go out and, you know, see a first $1,000 paycheck, $2,000 paycheck, depending on what type of business. I know there's probably some salespeople that, you know, come in way more money than that. So.
Sometimes it's not always about the money.
No. Yeah. I agree with you 100%.
I'm all about building relationships.
Relationships are important. You know, the more people that you help out, the more that you're going to actually be able to get and receive the benefits of all that giving.
The money will come down the road.
It
always comes down.
You already know who it's coming. Yeah.
I don't fixate on money anymore. I used to. I just don't anymore.
Yeah.
I just believe in what I'm doing, and then I can help as many people as possible, and hopefully it comes back.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it always comes back in abundance.
But I don't expect it anymore. It just if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much. I mean, to be honest with you, speaking on an abundance of, look what you've created around you.
But I've been gifted from many friends to help me get into this position, because they believe in me. So now I have to do my job is to prove to them that I can do it.
Yeah, it means
Yeah.
more.
I don't count favors. And they're the same way too. So
Yeah.
when we help each other out, they're not counting, hey, I helped you with that or helped you with. No, they just want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
So I mean, when they need to go do something, I'm going to help them. No questions asked. So that's just how it is. That's like a real friendship. It's not like, well, I let you borrow $1,000. Well,
Yeah, it's not cool if you have to remind people about it, guys. It's
I'm
just
like,
a real
so you're really not my fucking friend. So
Right.
I'm like,
Hey, but speaking of that though, when being kicked down, one of the few guys that obviously always reached out to me, checked on me, how you doing, and I mean, this goes to
I
show.
might not be able to financially help out anybody, but I can check on you, make sure you're good. And sometimes that's all people need, just to know that they have someone there that they could call. And I mean, that's why sometimes people fall in crappy positions where they become on drugs or they do this and they fall off the wagon and you can't, like, fuck, I should at least call them.
Yeah.
So that's what I try to do. I'm like, a real friend's going to call out and reach out to somebody and see what's up.
It's funny you say that because, like I see things.
And you find out who your real friends are when you're in that low part of your life. Like, I've been there. I'm pretty much there. Like, in certain parts financially.
You know what's funny? I'm not even like afraid to say this. Like, I have not had contact with the outside world too much in the past 2 years. You know what I mean? But
you find out who your real friends are. Like, and it's hard. Like, you might have a bunch of acquaintances, and then you're like, well, I thought I knew all these people. Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
No.
No one gives a shit when you're down. No one does. They really don't. And then all of a sudden, if you do die, all these people come around. Oh, I missed them. Oh, I cared about him so much. No, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't. It's crazy. I'm like, I stopped going.
Let me ask you a question. So is it more about guilt when people go to?
I think it is.
Or is it more about just paying respect?
There's validated people that go for respect.
Yeah.
And I understand you can't see and talk to everybody all the time. But you know who those people are when you see them online. They might be talking crap about you, or you've heard through the grapevine, and all of a sudden you see him at this person's funeral, and they're like, "Oh my God, he was such a great person." I'm like, "Well, just last week I seen you call him like a piece of crap." And I'm like,
"Yeah."
So why are you fronting on that?
So I actually just recently heard this, which is part of what we're talking about. But I've been listening to this video just recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was about this cab driver. He was, he worked like the early shift. He understood people. That was the only way they could get to work. And one morning, he goes up to the store, beeps the horn, and nobody's coming out. And he's like, what's going on? So the cab driver gets out of the car, knocks on the door. There's an older lady that comes to the door, and she's like, okay, give me 1 second. Let me grab my bags. So, the guy brings her bags out to the car. She's like, thank you so much. That was so nice of you. You knocked on my door. And, okay, where are you going? And the older lady's like, you're going to take me to the hospice. I'm dying. The doctor said I don't have much time to live. So the cab driver is driving, and as they're talking, she's like, well, just, go this way. And he's like, well, there's a shorter way. She's like, well, I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
Okay, so the cab driver immediately shuts off the meter and starts talking to her, and basically just drives her all around to the town places where she visited. Like times where she danced with her husband. At an early age, or their favorite restaurant they went out to. Ride by the park where they had memories with their children. And, basically he's going on and on about the time, about everything with her. And finally, they drive around all night to all these spots, and she says, okay, you can take me now. Mm-hmm. And so she pulls up to the hospice and, lets her out. And when the door is shut, she was like thanking the guy, obviously very, very, you made the old lady very, very happy and have some good shit, some good memories, which you know, made me think about, you know, the time that you don't, you know, all we have is we don't make the time to put into it and then later on regret not having that time back. But when it's your time to go, she had no family. This lady apparently she had no family. Everybody had already passed on. So, you know, that's the other side of like where I'm at with this motivation thing and trying to get my life back to where I know where it's gonna go. But it's different for me this time. Like it's more about like what I want to show my kids that I can do, and I want them to be proud, and I want them to see what Dad's achieved, and I want them to know that no matter what they do, no matter what their circumstances are, that they can do anything that they want in life if they just put their mind to it. And part of that is reprogramming your brain, like you were talking about. It's like every day.
It's not that
I mean, like I have a ritual every day. Like I have to just put something on to get my mind rolling in the right direction to trigger what I need to push me forward throughout the day. And it could be a constant battle throughout the day of just listening to different things, different videos, things that like grasp me to push me forward and deal with situations. So
it gets easier every day though.
It does. It does. And when you get into that repetitiveness, and it literally takes 30 days to make that habit or break it. And if for 30 days you take just 30 days and listen to one positive thing every day for that 30 days, it's going to drill in your head.
I try to help out at least one person a day. Even on the silliest things, even if it's just a piece of information.
Nice.
So, I have goals that I set. They're right next to my.
So, what is the goals for 2018 for Erock Media?
So we're going to be fully launching Voices for Youth for kids to be able to come in. This is going to be just the first version of it, where kids can come in on Tuesdays from 6 to 8. And they can record for free, and then eventually we're going to be amping it up to like where people with different professions can come in and teach young youths so it's going to be from 7 to 17, where they can come in, and if they want to learn a different trade, I'm going to find other people that want to donate a little bit of their time and maybe teach people how to cook or build houses or, you know, start a business, different stuff like that. There'll be a lot more information on it soon. I'm just doing all the legal stuff first right now.
Yeah.
Get that rolling. So eventually, hopefully in a year or two, I want a facility. So for the
Facility?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the city of Fall River.
So I gotta ask you, you got like some pretty good shows that I've actually been watching, and I'm like, you got this one guy who's just like, I don't know who he is. I've never met the guy, but this young man is like incredibly talented. Tell me about Tycho, right?
Yep.
Tell me about Tycho. I'm like, I gotta meet this guy. I feel like my energy connected with him quick.
So we'll have to get you on. We'll have to book you on as a guest. This kid's list is getting.
I know. I don't even know if I can get on. I mean, come on.
He's already got like 2 more guests already ready for the next 2 weeks, but then he's going to be going out to LA from July until I believe almost right to the first week of September.
Yeah.
So to hopefully book some gigs for acting.
Really?
That's his big thing. But he also, him and his dad just created a single actor's life. So they're gonna really fully launch it once the video gets done. So that's gonna be pretty crazy. I can't wait to see that.
Nice.
But
yeah, no, that's incredible. How old is he?
12 years old.
12 years old, and just he is incredibly talented.
I mean, he's got a great dad. His dad has like built a great foundation for this kid. Like,
yeah.
But I've never seen a 12-year-old so humble.
Yeah, he's humble.
Super humble.
Really?
Like, and I've actually learned stuff from this kid. Like, if this kid could be 12 years old and humble me, there's no reason why I can't be doing it.
Yeah, I mean, the kid, he's definitely gifted, and you can definitely tell he's really talented.
He's like a sponge.
He definitely is a star in the making. I mean, there's absolutely not a doubt in my mind that that young man's going to be big one day.
Yeah, he criticizes himself. I'm like, it's okay. I'm like, it's okay to like fail and do certain things. I'm like, just be yourself.
Right.
Like, this isn't a TV show like where you have to read a script. I'm like, I'd rather have you be himself. So when you meet him in person, you know, hey, yeah, that's Ty.
Yeah, that's Ty. No. I already told you.
And his brother Avant, and then his other brother Javier Jr. Like, they're all great people, and then Javier is his dad, so
Yeah, and they're all on the show
super
too.
awesome family.
So it's just the whole family on the show.
Well, they came on the show just to support Ty, and
Yeah.
we all kind of get to learn a little bit about it, each and one of them.
Yeah.
How they have to travel through airports and all this crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
They were telling me this story about how they went to go. His dad brought cash instead of using a card one time.
Well, so like out of the country?
No, so they were in LA. They landed. It was like something like midnight, so there was like no stores open.
Oh man.
And his dad brought money instead of. They needed a credit card for the rental car. He's like,
okay.
I only have cash on me, so or something like that. And they had to walk 2 blocks because the lady wouldn't let him use the computer to transfer funds over into a card.
Right.
Yeah. So the I think he said it was Hertz or something like that. So he shouted him out and said, "Don't ever go there."
Yeah. It can't hurt apparently.
So they had to walk 2 miles in the pouring rain. It was just a funny story, like.
Yeah, I guess you had to be there.
Yeah, he's like, that was the longest 2 blocks I ever had to walk.
Right. So you got some other shows going on too. Tell me about what the other shows you got.
So we got Real Loud Radio. He's on Fridays from 6 to 8.
Real Loud Radio. Okay.
And then we got the Aaron All Nighter podcast. He's on Mondays.
No, I've seen this guy too.
You seen him?
Yeah, definitely seen him too. So now, was I seeing that he had like some crazy amount of shares? Is that what you were telling me earlier? Is that right?
Yeah, it's not his first rodeo being.
He's
like,
been doing it a while. Okay.
Yeah, he's been doing it a while. I just gave him the opportunity where, I asked him, and I'm like, he was coming in through Boom Squad Radio, and he was kind of looking to do his own thing, branch off on his own.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, come in and start doing a podcast.
Really?
But he shares for everybody. So he's a team rider. He rides for everybody. So
That's cool. I mean, that's one.
he's constantly networking everybody. So he just wants like
Everybody to do
just move up at the same time.
What,
So and then you got
definitely can't go wrong going on.
And then his co-host is cashing it in.
Cashing it in.
Cashing it in.
I like it. I like it.
So he does a bunch of he's more on the serious stuff, like stuff that needs to be addressed in the city.
Okay.
And Aaron's kind of like, he just tells you about all the news, all the crazy news that goes on. And supposedly he said he was raped by he said he was raped by Oprah, but
Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah.
Shit, man.
Sorry, Adam. I mean, not Adam. Aaron.
Aaron, is that true? Oprah raped you?
And then we have the Tycho Show, and then we have Gene.
Mean Gene Okerlund. I love Gene.
So he does a lot of just current political stuff and stuff that's going on in the city that keeps people aware.
Oh.
And then I got my show, and then we got Zio. She's going to be doing hers pretty soon, Class in Session. And then we got your show we're going to be putting up there.
The All In podcast.
All in.
All In. All In.
We're going to have to get you some chips. And just be like,
All In. All In. Well, I mean, and that's just one of the reasons why I want to do the show too. It's like to get anywhere you want to go, you have to go all in. Like, and one of the best things I can just think of is it's like, if you're trying to go take the other opposing fleet ships, you're burning your bridge there and you're driving their boats back. You know what I mean? And that's the way I look at it. You're all in because that's the only way you're going to win and be fully invested 100%.
I'm always in. I'm fully in.
Maybe he wants to.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah.
Because he'll probably say something pretty stupid.
Yeah, we can find out. I mean, shit, we're already on live. That's somebody I would take a phone call for sure.
Hold on, let's see. Hey, Mark, you're on my podcast right now.
Oh, nice! That's awesome. Hey, I just got word from a good friend of ours.
You're on a podcast, so just let me know that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Facebook Live.
Yeah, Facebook Live.
You know me, buddy. I got nothing to hide. I'm the only Italian guy in the world that has nothing to hide. So I just got word from a good friend of ours. She, her and her husband were home, and she was out, doing some stuff at the pool.
Yeah.
And she said that she read in the paper that I was the first name listed as running for city council. I didn't know that they made that public in the paper.
Ooh,
And if you didn't know, that's
no, no.
Mark Malacone is running for city council, and we're gonna help. We're gonna help this redheaded bastard right here. We're gonna do anything we can for him to help him.
Hey, Mark, Jeff Swagger.
Yeah, Jeff's on too.
Hey, what's going on, Jeff? How are you?
Good, we got to connect. I've been trying to reach you the past couple of days. But I know you're busy, I'm busy. We'll get together one of these days.
So we know how to get you on. We'll just have a podcast and then you'll call.
Yeah, you just call.
I'll come by. I had to drop my kids off, and I realized I'm the only person running for a political position that doesn't ask for signatures and doesn't carry a pen. And so I had at least 50 or 100 folks ask me, like, how on earth can you run for a position like that and not have your papers with you and not have
You should have asked your kids for some crayons.
I'm gonna have people writing it in crayon. Yeah, they're gonna ask me in crayon. That's all I had with me, my kids' crayon. But no, it's really funny. I told that's probably why I'll do a great job, is because I'm not your prototypical politician. I'm not your.
You're Italian. You know how to get things done, Mark.
Yeah, I'm not your usual suspect. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I do. I pride myself on working hard, putting my nose to the grindstone, and getting stuff done.
Yeah, I mean, for as long as I've known you, Mark, and it's not been very, very long, but I can always see that you're always working hard, connecting with a lot of people in the community and your business, and now obviously taking on greater responsibility and seeing the need where it needs to be here in the city. And I obviously give you my full support, and I wish you the best of luck as well.
Jeff, I truly appreciate that. That means a lot to me. That means a tremendous amount to me. I know each and every person is special in their own way and their support, but it also helps to have folks that are involved in a large way in the business community to get the word out, like yourself, and get the word out to multiple people. It's one thing if I reach 1 or 2 or 3, 5 people a day. It's another thing when someone like yourself see 100 people a day. And there's the difference there. So my benefit was I did see a few people, in the insurance business, but now that I'm in marketing and PR, I don't see a lot of folks in our town, in our city. I see people. I travel all over the state for it, so I see people in different cities that wouldn't have any business voting for us. So I really appreciate your support, Jeff.
No, I appreciate that, Mark. Definitely a guy that I have a ton of respect for, and obviously we're talking over to Erock the past couple of weeks, telling me about some of the things that you're looking to do, and anything I can do to offer you my support. So I definitely look forward to speaking with you and seeing any ways that I can help you accomplish your goal while you're out there as well too.
Well, just know that it's reciprocated, buddy.
Yes, sir. I totally understand that.
Yeah. That's the word that's not often used. Reciprocity. One hand washes the other. People take care of each other. People lift each other up. The old guard of people wanting to eat by themselves and people being greedy. That's not what gets the ship going in the right direction. So I'm excited about the city council. And maybe a couple new faces get on there. Maybe if I'm fortunate enough and blessed enough, I'll get on there. And hopefully I can be a part of something greater than any vision I could have on my own. And another thing too, I think that it would behoove anyone who gets on the city council, whether myself or 10 other people. Well, there's only 9 positions, so that being said, anyone that's on there to collaborate with, the average citizen who has some ideas. I've listened to a lot of people in the community talk about the drug problems. They've talked about education. They've talked about the city and business and tourism, how to bring outside money into the city, because we have an amazing culture in the city. Really and truly an amazing culture. Food, festivals.
Absolute gold mine down by the waterfront.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
So Mark, let me ask you a question, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you see? Do you see this idea of presenting a music style amphitheater or whatever it is? I'm not sure what they're thinking of placing. What are your thoughts on that, and what do you think about that?
So I think we could bring, much like Cohasset has a music tent or circus tent, they call it. They bring in lots of great talent. In fact, believe it or not, if I'm not mistaken, Bruno Mars and folks like that make their way up into the South Shore, to a place like Cohasset. I don't remember the name of that venue, but I know it's very popular. And I know folks that are very well known come there to perform. I don't see why that's not possible for Fall River. Fall River has the ability to be San Francisco without all the homelessness. And the reason why I say that is because San Francisco has a lot of homeless because it's so warm. It's so warm there.
There's a bunch of hippies there. Mark, they're all hippies.
Say that again?
They're all hippies. You ever been down to Aiken? Have you been down to Aiken and Ashbury?
So, I do see an amphitheater really taking off, believe it or not, Rocky Point used to have some, I don't know if you remember Rocky Point back in the day, but Rocky Point was an amusement park that had tremendous talent.
I watched it burn down.
What, you don't remember? Rocky Point?
No, I remember it. I said I actually watched it burn down when they did burn it down.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want to say that some German investors bought that property maybe 15, 18 years ago for about 25, 30 million. I have no idea what they did with it. Obviously, my ties to Rocky Point are long gone because my family on my dad's side used to own a home somewhere in that neck of the woods. But that was a long time ago. And then they moved, I think, to Broadway over in Providence, which runs parallel to Federal Hill. Sky's the limits for anyone who has any ideas and some backbone, And also, if you have long-standing ties with people from investors from Boston who don't want to just do buy your run-of-the-mill house and turn it into low-income housing. That's something I'm not in favor of. I think we need to limit the amount of low-income housing that we have in the city. I think we're close to about 30% of subsidized living, and I believe that it should be closer to 10%.
Wow. Okay.
And also, as far as the drugs are concerned in the city, one thing that I would suggest is looking at other communities, whether in other parts of the country or abroad, to see what statistically has worked to turn that tide. And there are programs and such that have been run in other places where they've reduced drug addiction by nearly 50% in some articles that I've read. And I don't know why we're not practicing things that already work.
All right, Mark.
Here we go.
So we gotta kind of wrap up our show anyways, but
You got it, dude.
I'll get you on a podcast where you can shine even better in person.
I can't wait. I mean, definitely got some great ideas, Mark, and as always, a pleasure listening to you talk about it. You sound so passionate, and I really believe that you're one of the guys that you could definitely lead our city in the future, and there's not a doubt in my mind about it.
I appreciate that, man. That makes me warm and fuzzy inside.
I'm sure it does. We'll keep this call PG.
Yeah.
All right, love you guys.
All right, Mark, take care.
All right, take care.
Later.
Well,
He's a great guy, but sometimes you cut your ear off a little bit.
who can't?
Well, he's supposed to be on his own podcast too.
I'm excited.
So
I'm excited. He's definitely a bright guy with the vision.
I believe the name is going to do an Amalacone minute.
Amalacone minute.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're just going to hit on different subjects in
Okay.
60 seconds. Every 60
Boom,
seconds.
boom, boom,
yeah.
boom, boom. Yeah, I like it.
So see how that goes out. But yeah, so still doing Monday?
Monday. Let's do it.
We're gonna watch. I know we're supposed to do this pre-recorded, but I just said
We didn't do a pre-recording.
I just said, I just said fuck it, we're throwing you under the bus right now. We'll go
Well,
on.
let's see what everybody thinks about the show then. I mean, hey, you know what the one thing about getting better is constructive criticism. So if you got any,
Yeah.
feel free to put it up there. You're not going to hurt my feelings whatsoever. Okay?
I won't even shed a tear. So.
Well, I appreciate you having me on the
No,
show.
no problem.
And I'm definitely looking forward to working with you guys here at the studio. I believe you guys have an nice little family, happiness-oriented family, which is something I like to work in, and people that obviously love one another, want to help another. And that's what it's all about. So
Yeah, we're all about teamwork. So we just don't focus on ourselves here. We try to make sure everyone's good. So
fantastic.
I'm not gonna hold you and cradle you, but
Yeah, I know.
But I'm gonna tell you to get to work if you're,
Yeah.
if you're gonna work.
Speaking of work, I gotta get back to work.
All right.
Back to the grind.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for All In Show.
Thank you. Well,
This thing.
hello. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hold on.
I want to shut the audio off.
You up?